Hello and welcome everyone to the week ahead commodity report, where we of course will be reviewing the markets for the week ahead. And with less than 3 weeks now to go before the November 3rd election, it has become very clear here that regardless of who wins the presidential election, more stimulus is coming. In fact, President Trump urged US lawmakers to step up their efforts to strike a deal before November the 3rd election, and even tweeted negotiators to go big, and traders have begun positioning themselves already, especially across the precious metals here, on hopes of unprecedented levels of fiscal stimulus and this dollar devaluation that we're seeing again come into the markets in the latest week, which will dominate market sentiment now in the lead up to the election. It's worthwhile bearing in mind as well that we saw the typical inflow of capital come back in on Friday as China came back from their public holidays. We mentioned this with you in detail last week on the week ahead commodity report, also on gold and silver asset of the day. Watch out for vulnerability on the metals with China off last week from the 1st to the 8th of October. They came back on Friday the 9th. As soon as they came back, you saw this bid on the metals. Platinum prices broke out 3%, gold broke out 1.8%, silver up 5%, palladium up 2.5%, copper up 1.3%. So this has enabled us to do a few things. Last week we reloaded on those dips that we saw after Tuesday's tweet from Donald Trump suggesting that negotiations regarding fiscal stimulus would be on hold until after the election. So with that, we immediately saw the markets move into risk off. The dollar broke out, metals sold off. It was a fantastic opportunity to reload. We then banked on Friday 555 points across platinum, gold, and also copper. This, for every lot traded, is $5,500 profit. For every 10 lots traded, that's $55,000 profit just in the matter of a few days here from last week, where we've added to those positions. So well done to everybody who capitalized on those trades. It was certainly something that we put on your radar. I'm really pleased that many of you are able to capitalize on these moves that we're talking you through in the markets. Right now, there's some major money to be made in these fast moving market conditions. You have to bear in mind that a lot of the trade opportunities that many investors and traders are waiting for around the election are actually taking place now. The big money is being made at the moment in the lead up to the election. So we still have 3 weeks now for you to position yourself and really capitalize on these large moves. You probably heard before the term buy the rumor, sell the news. So this is where many traders, they're already capitalizing on the moves in the lead up to the election. And then the volatility around the election will, of course, be big. This provides some really great opportunities in the lead up. And either way, more stimulus is coming. And of course, if you want to thrive in these fast moving market conditions, this is where you need to be nimble, adaptable, utilizing a research driven approach to the markets. That is what will give you an edge on each big move. This is where you'll get your accuracy and precision. And of course, technical analysis and outdated technical indicators, they will not work in these conditions. The last week being a great example of that. You have to be much more on top of your research, on top of the macroeconomics, looking at data, what the hedge funds, the banks, the money managers, how they position themselves in the markets, where they're buying, where they're selling in real time, so you can get your timing precise. You want access to institutional data to track capital flows, so you know where the smart money is going, those key liquidity zones, marrying that up with them fundamentals, seasonality, cycles, macro intelligence, the intermarket correlations. You need to trade like a professional trader, utilizing a research-driven approach. So with that, let's move over to the charts and I'll talk you through exactly what we're looking at here as we move into a new week. Now, firstly, moving over to palladium. This is the trade where currently we have two positions running which are up over 6,000 points. Just to put that in context for you and for a monetary gain here, 6,000 points. If you're in at one lot, that's over $60,000 of profit per one lot. If you're in this trade at 10 lots, that's over $600,000 of profit that we've accumulated on this trade in just over 1 month. We talked you through these trade opportunities when we had the dip all the way back at the beginning of October, where you could reload, and also this is where we've been building into our positions at the end of August, beginning of September, and we've continued to be able to ride out these trades. We've banked 50% so far but we have 2 trades still running, which have continued to benefit over 6,000 points to the upside. And you can see here just the higher time frames where we've now broken above the neckline. We're at 7-month highs, and ultimately I am of course looking for a retest back towards the neckline and the swing highs from earlier on this year. But this has just been an absolutely monster trade that many of you have been able to capitalize on, especially if you're of course a member of the Gold and Silver Club, where you get the updates in real time. But this is certainly something that we put on everybody's radar who watches the week ahead commodity report. So if you're in Palladium, if you benefited from the recent breakout to the upside that we've seen, certainly the last week it broke out 6% in just the last week to 7-month highs, I congratulate you. It's been a phenomenal trade for us at the Gold and Silver Club. Platinum, again, go back and watch the end of Silver Asset of the Day from Thursday. We talked you through this. So you wanted to be looking at opportunities to buy under $860 per ounce. We stayed below that level not only on Thursday, but also on Wednesday and Tuesday. And then we had the big breakout on Friday once China came back from their public holidays. So with that, we saw buying pressure come back in, and we've seen a really nice breakout in our favor here on platinum on Friday, which put us well into profit, over 250 points of profit on that trade into the close. Alongside that, gold, of course, has had this significant breakout, so 1.8% to the upside on Friday. And this move, the sell-off that we saw on Tuesday, again, faked out a lot of traders who panic sold out of their long positions, who then started to position themselves for a sell short, perhaps not knowing about the China Golden Week holiday, that once China are back online, you're going to see that buying evidence come back in, and also being aware of the risk on and risk off narrative that we had last week. As soon as we saw that Donald Trump had recovered, and quickly, and he was very vocal about this on Twitter, we saw markets move back into risk on. Not only did we see gold rally, but we've also seen copper rally. Oil prices, of course, up 10%. If you understand the macroeconomics, the intermarket correlations, and the key levels of liquidity that the funds are targeting, it gives you much more of an edge to capitalize, instead of what has happened to most of the retail market, that they panic sold out of their positions. Friday, silver's already broken out 5% to the upside here. It's back at $25. And again, moving back over to copper, this has been a great market for us over the last week as well. We've managed to capitalize on this breakout over Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, over 150 point breakout. After markets moved back into risk on, very quickly shook off all of the panic revolving around Donald Trump contracting COVID-19, the sell-offs that we saw the previous week. In fact, crude oil also very correlated with copper. You can see where essentially at the beginning of last week, we found support right at that $36 per barrel handle. Soon as we had the positive sentiment from the Sunday open onwards that Donald Trump had come out of hospital, that he was recovering, we saw oil prices immediately catch a bid. This has also been in combination with hurricanes in the USA, which have started to have an impact on supply, not only on crude oil prices, but also natural gas, where we have a long position as well. Natural gas rallied over 10% in the latest week. So there's just plenty of massive opportunities to be taken advantage of at the moment in the markets. You've still got 3 weeks into the US election, and you can see it day to day, week to week. We're seeing huge moves that typically would take several months to get these sort of moves. Palladium, 6,000 points on that move. You can see the breakouts that we saw on platinum, 3% on Friday. Silver, 5% in one day. Copper, 1.3% on Friday. Gold, 1.8%. You're seeing the big moves right now. So it's definitely a case that you do not want to miss out. If you're waiting until after the election for the dust to settle, that's the wrong move, because the trade opportunities are right now. And of course, if you would like to learn a research-driven approach to the market, so you're trading the same way that the hedge funds, the money managers do, you're looking at the same data, market intelligence, cycles in the market, key levels of liquidity, utilizing market intelligence, correlations, macroeconomics, and what the smart money is doing in the market in order to time your entries precisely. So with that, if you would like to join a community of successful traders, learn a research-driven approach to the market, there is an opportunity for you to do so. As a member of the Gold and Silver Club, you get access to our exclusive live trading room webinars. You also have access to our real-time trade alerts, trading research and market insights, access to our private Members Academy membership site, and also support and one-to-one mentoring. For more information, just go to www.jointhelivetradingroom.com. The link is also below this report in the description. So just click on the link, make an application, and we will of course get in touch with you ASAP. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you're always kept updated with all of the latest commodity reports.